Somebody's checking us out. Like I said, we've been getting a lot of rain here lately, and we just got another shot of rain. Another 2¼ inches. Yesterday I got my frame up for my solar panels. Figured get that done, get that put in place. I had it on the trailer here. Get that done before the rain came, because they were predicting this, and sure enough, it's probably going to be a couple days before I can get out of here again. And probably a couple days before I can use my septic system again too. It's flooded again. Fortunately, I got this building just high enough. And I was debating that when I poured this foundation as to how high I should go, bringing the foundation up in order to get it high enough so that any water that we got in here would come by and not make it into the building. And boy, I just barely got it high enough on the north end over there. Isn't that right, Archie? Yeah. So fortunately, we're in pretty good shape in here. Not much water gets in here. I got a little bit coming in over here along this wall, but that's not because it's coming up over. That's because I don't have any siding on the sides here yet. So, and we're seriously thinking about getting that remedied here before too terrible long. So, yeah, just a little update on the weather situation. Hello, welcome back to the boat shop. Today is the 22nd of May. 2024, and things are starting to dry out just a little bit. At least it's not pouring rain. We had another 2.3 inches of rain, so that had things well saturated. And of course my septic system wasn't working because it was flooded out, so it's been quite handy, the fact that I've had the water and the plumbing and stuff functional in the boat this past 6 months or so. In new developments this week, I have started the flange to the pipe fitting here for the exhaust port. And what I'll do is, I did this last night, so I'll let this cure up a little better, and then I'll put a little bit of a fillet in here, pretty small one. But then I'll sand it. Of course, well, actually, I'll sand it before I put the fillet in, but then sand it again after that to get good adhesion on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some little strips of fiberglass, and I'll lay those over the fillet onto the pipe. And that's why I'm going to need just a little bit bigger hole going through the boat, so I can fit that fillet and the fiberglass cloth through there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's at a little bit of an angle. I needed that 8-degree angle, and used a couple of different tools here. This thing's a digital angle finder. I used that to get the exact fitting I needed, then I put that in there. And of course, this thing is just horribly designed. There's no place you can position this where the wing nut is not interfering with your... Yeah. It's stupid design. They should have put something coming off there, like, you know, a little thumb that extends out, that you could, something like the mechanisms on the GoPros here. They have kind of a long thumb wheel type of thing that goes on there. Anything would have been better than this big wing nut on here, which you can't get in there. But anyway, I think I got this pretty close to 8 degrees. And I measured up there again yesterday, and I haven't cut this off yet. But I think I'm going to go 22 inches. 2 inches of this, of course, is going to be the hull thickness. So then I'm going to come in 20 inches, I think, is what I'm going to do. And I wouldn't need to go quite that far, but that'll make it a little more comfortable to get in there and work. And here's the second tube that I did up last week. So, yeah, when I'm mixing smaller amounts of epoxy, I generally use a scale in a small, just a small, like a 2-ounce portion cup, and that allows me to get accurate small amounts of epoxy, like when I was doing this here, rather than mix up major amounts. All right, and I continue on with the plywood, and here's a piece that's ready to go well, almost ready to go. It needs one more coat of epoxy. I just cleaned the amine blush off this and washed it, and once it's dried just a little more, I'll sand it. And where are you going, Quiddy? Huh? What are you doing up there? Yeah? Yeah, I'll sand it and get one more coat of epoxy on, and then it goes up here. In the next one, I may shorten up a little bit, may not put a full length on, simply because I get these joints established a little better. And then I've got just a little over 3 full sheets, a little over 24 feet to go here, so I'm going to have to put a smaller piece in somewhere. So I might as well do it here and offset that a little bit. But I did get 2 more pieces in this past week. Got another piece in here, and of course the piece up there. So we're halfway basically, or just about halfway on the top, and about the same down here, a little over halfway down here on the bottom. But of course it wasn't full length that it needed pieces in there. So yeah, we're getting there though. These get a little bit bigger as we go. But it'll be nice to get this done. Yeah. And this bottom here is going to be the real bear, which I told you that on the other side too. It was extremely difficult. It wasn't much fun to do. So once we get that done, what I'm really looking forward to is getting the deck on the boat. Because once the deck is on the boat, then we can start getting into the interior of the boat a little more and get things finalized. And up here, something I was looking at yesterday was getting my raw water strainer location figured out. And this is the strainer here, and I'm not sure where the best place to go with it is. The water intake is down here, is right here. So that's the raw water pump, and that's the intake for the pump right here. So somewhere on the port side of the boat here, I mean, you want it above the water line, the sea strainer. So if I tried mounting it back here, it would kind of get in the way of the, everything. But the exhaust pipes through there and the fuel system and whatnot, it would be a little unhandy. And coming back here, I potentially could put it back here somewhere, but I don't have real good access to the bilge down here because I got the battery box and the water heater. It could be done, but it wouldn't be real handy. So I suppose I could put it just coming up from here where my foot is. I don't know, but what I was thinking about doing was building a little riser here, just off the sole here, and bringing it up and putting it right up in here somewhere. That would get it up above the water line. You wouldn't have a lot of hose to run. Yeah, I need to get a T in here somewhere too. The water system on the engine requires 1 1/4 inch, and I went with 1.5 inch through hull, which I haven't installed yet, of course, but I've got 1.5 inch through hull for it to come up into the sea strainer. And then coming out of that, I don't know. It needs to convert to 1 1/4 inch to go into the engine somewhere, but I also wanted to put a T in there then, and have a water intake for my water maker, which is going to be back here. Then we'll have to probably run a hose from that T back here somewhere, and of course we'll have to have a shut off in the line too somewhere. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking somewhere in here to put the strainer and just have it up here above the engine. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Other than that, not a whole lot else going on. And when I've had chances to work outside where it hasn't been storming, I've been doing outside work that needed to be done. But yeah, so we're getting there slowly but surely. Really, I'm just working at keeping track of keeping on track for the plywood on the hull. Once we get that done, that's going to be a big point. So I want to keep on track, with that. All right, well, that will be my update for today, which is the 22nd. And there's the dog. He's supervising. 22nd of May, 2024.